Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. How are you guys doing? Good to be back, and it's gonna be an it's gonna be an exciting one. It is gonna be an exciting one. Feeling the nerves? Definitely feeling them. Thank you very much there for the follow there, Lil Gucci. Appreciate it, my friend. How you guys doing then? So we've got 4 AT Parmentia. There's another AT as well who'll be around probably shortly. Lil Gucci, of course. Evoican. I always end up saying your name wrong. How you doing there, Stam? Good to have you, my dude. And hello there, Resonance. Good to have you, my dude. Okay. So we're going to give it a little bit longer then, let people actually get in here. I know this is like the replay and all. People are like, well, when's he actually going to go and do the goddamn thing? But we'll give people a little bit of time. Let them get in here. That and I'm feeling nervous, but on the surface, calm and ready to drop bombs on those task forces ideas, those cruisers. Don't worry about luggage, it's not going to be that long. I mean, maybe an hour or two, depends really, depends on a lot of things that happen. Sometimes I like to actually pace myself really, just like have things go on. Indeed, Tenno, Heika, Banzai. Well, I mean, this is it. Things can go wrong though, that's the Grigsby there. So there we go, we'll bring up the actual famous desktop. It's not that bad, come on, I've seen people with worse. Not much worse though, to be fair, not much worse. Now, let me know if I should get rid of that follow thing. I should try and make it a bit smaller. I'm gonna actually like just take it off the time being. And then I'll let it experiment with that later on, actually. Hey, didn't that 18 minute? Yeah, told you it'd be another 80. Hello there, crop. Somebody needs to kidnap THG's goldfish. In fairness, there'd been a little bit of confusion. I'd sent the turn over on Saturday, but he must have missed it. So that's fine. Okay. He did ask me to actually wait until today as well to stream it, so he was uploading his video side. So he said, could you just wait? And, yeah, that's fine. But we'll go ahead and get into this then, shall we? Got a good few of you guys in here, which is quite awesome. Yawn. Well, I mean, I don't know what he's going to mean by that. He's clearly indicating the fact that he's, like, not impressed, but we'll see about that. Feeling the nerves, boys. Feeling the nerves. I mean, even if the worst does happen, and let's say, for example, MKB is totally wiped out, let's say, which I don't think is possible, but we'll see. This stream got me out of bed. Well, you know what? You're not the first person I got out of bed, and you'll not be the last. But yeah, I mean, we'll see here. I do have fair confidence in the MKB, but we'll see there. Hey, didn't I miss? Good to have you, my friend. Okay, Warwick is occupied there, which is nice. Lucky son of a bitch living near a beach. Unless you're in the UK and the beach is just cold anyway, then I'm not going to say lucky. Hey, doing there, Shiva? Good to have you, my dude. Okay, so Moonlight's currently 60%, I do believe. It's all about this night phase. This is when things might happen. Retreats and okay. Okay, well, at least we got that first retreat. Hey, doing there, Mark? No. This is when things might get interesting. Thank you very much there, Sergeant Harvey. Much appreciated for the tier 1 subscription. Thank you very much, my dude. Okay, Tatsumuya. Tatsumuya? That sounds like a song, doesn't it? Like, I can't remember what the song is now. I'll have to think of that one. But indeed, we are hitting the 17020 here. Indeed, damn subs. Okay, I'm a little bit, like, more relaxed. We did see that the MKB, we did see that the, what do we call it? Cruiser Task Force. Looks like we're running from them. Now, they might have reaction on, so they may still give chase. But we'll see. I'm still hoping that we avoid all surface contact. Right, so we find Selfish over here. Now, notice the fact that we did redeploy our ASW assets, and yeah, it doesn't look like these submarines have actually moved here, which is very good news. Thank you very much for Sergeant Harvey. That's much appreciated, my dude. I'll tell you, the best part about this is it's nice having you guys come back each and every time. It's not a solo game, it's definitely not something that takes place in a vacuum. And as you guys know, I do take into account all of your opinions, your ideas. It's more like a collaboration, really, that we'll work on together. which is what I think is really awesome. Okay, Kiku and Suta. Attacking the Sailfish there. I'm still feeling nervous though, but I'm... Okay, right, okay. Oh, thank God for that. Oh, good. Okay, now things might turn into our advantage here quite nicely. Now, this looks like it's going to be the light cruiser force. It's definitely on top of something. Now, that could be a submarine there. I can't quite make out what it is, but it's definitely on top of something allied. I tell you what, though, we've had a week of apprehension about this. But yeah, it looks like one half of the MKB BCVs are heading to the north. I assume this is the other half of the MKB, though it might not be. It might be something else, but it looks like we're okay. But they may be giving chase. We'll see about that. Moving forward, right, resuming course to Kopang. Merge. That's the battleship merger, so they're just within... Oh, thank God for that. So that might be the actual... Yeah, that's going to be a battleship and... heavy cruiser there along with some destroyers. But that's good news then. At least we've got a heavy ship in there just in case. Right. I think we're moving into the night. Yeah, still some... Yeah, look at this. This is what we've been able to do here to punish him. Oh, I'm really happy about this. I mean, it's one of these things I can understand what he's trying to do here, but he might have just forgot to actually change the troll patterns. Though, to be honest, it might be they are moving, but they're just moving to the same spots, you know, like back and forth. But I'll tell you what, I'm really... I don't know how to say it. Like, I sound really chill, but I'm super, super happy about the MKB like, not being destroyed, but we'll see there. Well, I don't think the Sumatra's moving too far, but we do have light cruisers heading out to meet the Sumatra, or where she might be. So there's a number of assets in that area. It definitely looks as if... Well, there we go, hit, but no explosion there. Biatch. Yeah, these are our cruiser... Coastal mine somethings. I think they're minesweepers. I'll have to check that one, actually. But I don't think they're mine layers. We'll see there. They could be. Coastal CMC. Could be like a coastal mine layer, actually. If I even exist. But I'm going to have to check out these ones here. The depth charges are so bad. Indeed, they are. When did Japan get intel about the depth charges being too shallow? Well, supposedly it came from a newspaper and off comments of... was it a senator or something of that nature? I can't remember exactly who it was. How you doing there, Off-Mata? Hello there, Honor. It's good to have you, my dude. Hello there, AT Mirror. Is there something special about the AT? I don't know what it means. But it looks like we might be moving here into... Yep, there we go, hitting the Trout again. See, the thing is, we're not likely to do damage, but it really is interrupting their operations. We will get lucky at some point. I'm just so happy about the MKB. I'm just like... I mean, as soon as we move into the day phase, this is when things really change here. The danger was the night phase, so come on, I can't wait to get into the day phase. That's when things get interesting. Yes! Okay, the MKB has survived the night. Now, we may have a retaliatory strike. And the thing is, it looks like he's most definitely within G4M1 range. It looks like we've made the right choices. And they may yet survive. I mean, we might be hit by enemy aircraft, but we'll see. Yep, hitting Sailfish once again here. She's being hit quite often here. Well, this is it. I mean, 22,000 yard range for those... is it the Type 93 or the Type 91? I think it's the Type 93. Looks like we had another merger there, so that looks like it could be the second battleship force actually merging with our own forces there. Now, they could have managed that. Now, we didn't anticipate that last turn, but that's because we were expected to move a full length for that turn, but we might have actually not moved a full length for the turn due to the fact that we were retreated. So that little bit of a slowdown might have actually resulted in us meeting the battleships, which would be excellent. I mean, if both elements of the MKB now have battleship support, then, well, fuck me, we could turn things around on him. Right, Allied aircraft in the area. Gotta remember he has PPYs in the area. Potentially Hudson's, potentially even worse than that, but we'll see. Plenty of submarines in the area around Buna here. He's definitely looking to try and cut that area off. Right, we are seeing them out there. Time 91, yeah. Time 93 is the... Yeah, I forget which way around it is. Definitely Time 91 or Time 93. Okay. I mean, this is it. I'm just glad that MKB hasn't been destroyed. Because, man, he would have never have stopped easily about that one. Right, so Dooley's an Ida over here. Or an Ida. But it's really not much of a problem. I'm going to look around to actually have something that's sent over this way. And probably just some destroyers or something like that. Yeah, G4M stayed by accuracy. Right, so here we go. We do have, interestingly enough, the KI-43s are going in first, which is not what I would have wanted. It should have been the sweep going in first, but I mean, still 50 going in is not a bad number. At least we'll have the zeros coming in to sweep up, but it should have been the zeros first. So, I don't know. This might see us lose something, but we do have good numbers here. We'll see about this. But yep, we can see that it's got its combat air patrol up. The zeros, I'm pretty damn sure that on sweep. Maybe it's just bad coordination. Maybe there's some sort of fuck up, but we'll see here. I'm hoping that the zeros will come in after, but I would have preferred them to come in first, actually. But we'll see anyway. There's nothing I can do about it at this stage. But who knows? Who knows? He will get a lot of aircraft, but you can see he's got some Blenheims in here, which is interesting. I suppose they might be counted as like heavy fighters, perhaps. The Type 95 torpedo is the one using submarines. Okay, that's good to know. Right, Oscar's firing on the Buffaloes here. Looks like the Buffaloes are... Yep, there we go, shoot down the Buffalo there. Another 2 HH-1s there, which are the Chinese... Well, they're basically the American export P-40s, I do believe. Which are good aircraft, don't get me wrong. Yep, he's in amongst the bombers, it seems. Which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So it looks like I'm going to lose a few more bombers here, which is why I'm happy that I've sent a small number of bombers here, because things like this can happen. Yeah, that kind of sucks. It looks like they got passive fighter screen there. But at least we only stand to lose at most 7 bombers. Lost 2 so far, which kind of sucked. I mean, he'll be happy about that, but it's a shame of how things have worked out. It could have been better, but it could have been significantly worse. Ideally, the zeros will come in here to actually sweep this all up. But it's fine. We do have more to work with here. But at least we can take a look at the altitudes as well. Yeah, looks like we'll lose these sallies here, which is a big shame. Yeah, that's another one down. Looks like we'll lose them all here, unfortunately. So I'll be happy about that, but ultimately it doesn't particularly matter. I can replace these guys. It's not the bomber that I fear losing, it's more the actual pilot. So we do lose 6 of them. Yeah, well, that is a big shame. We should have had the zeros go in first there. Now, potentially, I may have forgotten, or we might have just had an off result there, but we'll see. Well, they might have got past the actual fighters, perhaps. That's the way I'm looking at it. But either way, it's small losses, really. Not great losses to obviously take, but ultimately, we'll win there. I'm just hoping that the actual zeros will come in now. I suppose it's the altitude as well. Altitude and speed. Right, so we're hitting Singapore. Okay, so we have 61 Ki-27s and P-39s. I hate these goddamn things. I don't know why we're not seeing the Ki-44s join in here. I really don't like the Sorry, I don't like the P-39s, but we've got a lot of Ki-27s, so let's hope that they can do a goddamn thing about it. I don't know if the P-39 is armoured. I think it might be potentially armoured. And this is the issue, obviously he is doing this to interrupt us. I think what we might do here is actually bomb the airfields that he's taken residence up at. But we do have a lot of Ki-27s here, hopefully that is enough. The thing is, once they get behind the Ki-27s into the bombers, we're going to lose them. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we have to keep this up. I could survive a few bomber losses. Yeah, using that ammunition, something like that. I don't know, we might be able to scratch the paint bad enough to make them think, you know what, I need to go back and buff that back up. We are firing at the rear there, so we are damaging some of them, which is good. Okay, we might be able to cause some damage to them. We're not going to be able to shoot them down per se, but we might be able to drive them from the air. But the thing is, he's going to have a lot of fatigue building up over time as well, doing this sort of stuff. But we look like we're dealing with it so far... Well, dealing with it well so far, which is nice. I need the K-44s. I need the Tojos to be involved in this. And the Tojo's are the only things really, besides the Zeros, that have genuine killing potential. Right, fire from behind. Yeah, you can see that we're just not doing that much in the way of damage there. How you doing there, Kevin? Good to have you, my dude. They may genuinely run out of ammunition as well, so that's always a good thing. But so far, so good. I mean, the fact that we are damaging them is good news, because we might be able to... We might decide to hit the airfield after this then, but so far, so good. They're not amongst the bombers, which I'm really happy about. I mean, it's 54-3, you know what I mean? Those aren't great odds. Oh no, they shouldn't be good fighters of these. These guys should be intensely average, if anything. Our best pilots are the Zeros, the Tojos, and the Ki-43s, really. My left hand is burning. Okay. I don't know what that means. Okay, headed for Air Cobra. Come on, fire from behind. Piss on it. Is that a Friday night dinner reference? Yeah, guns jammed. Well, to be honest, we came out much better here than we did with the the 50 Ki-43s. And there we go, we make it through here. So it turns out you just wrote up Ki-27s or something and you fix most of your problems. There we go, so we managed to make it through here, hitting the runway, obviously preventing from building fortifications. That's good news. Right, more of them once again. Ugh. I still want to see the Zeros hit over Rangoon. If I misclicked on them, I'm going to be really quite annoyed, but I'm pretty damn sure I put them up there. It might be just bad weather for something, or something of that nature. We'll see. There we go, wow. I'm genuinely quite surprised about that. Okay, that could have gotten significantly worse, but that was actually really quite nice. They said there was 11 P-39s there. They were pretty much just frustrated there. Genuinely, not much happened. I mean, he's probably taken some damage here. We've taken some damage as well, so maybe best case scenario is operational losses. And there's a fucking Tojos. Fuck it, of course. Yeah, thanks, Tojos. And they're not even bloody there, are they? Oh, fixate. Advantage is typical. Okay, so we're bumming these forces over here. It's not these forces we need to hit, it's the 100th Chinese Corps. Oh, thank God. I thought they were going to go in unescorted there. Which they are going in unescorted, but I thought it would have been fighter opposition, so pretty lucky on that one. Thank God for that. Right, okay. Where the hell's my Zero sweep? Okay, they're hitting me. Okay. We might see a allied attack over here, but this really doesn't mean very much to me at all. I mean, the Tojos could have, like, shot these P-39s down. They would have done a good job. Where's the sweep? Ah, come on, I wanted a Zero sweep there. The Zeros would have ripped them to pieces. God damn it. I don't know. It might be a good thing in some ways, because you might not expect these Zeros then. We'll see about that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, finally. Right, there we go. You could have come in earlier, chaps, but you know, that's okay. At least you are here. I mean, that's 43 A6M2 Zeros. These guys are going to rip these guys to pieces. It would have been nice had they arrived earlier. Would have had a few more bombers, but hey, it is what it is. Hurricane damage there. Diving. We are coming in at 28,000, I think. Yeah, critical hit there, and shot down. Fine from behind here. I mean, this is it. We're basically going to get behind them and we just take them out. But this, I guess this is it. I mean, we've paid for a few bombers. We're still hitting the airfields. I mean, we've got to keep on doing this. We're going to do this pretty much every single turn. And force him into a situation where he cannot stand down his combat air patrol, but he can't keep it there either. Because if he does, it's going to be destroyed. But this is good. They've had some time to rest in the day before. These guys have been very busy here. Well, I mean, there was more than 50 to begin with. And he's moved out a significant number of bombers over here, but that's okay. We'll find them. Yeah, another HH1 down there. More P-40s arriving there, it seems. We might lose some zeros, yep. There we go, just on time. 20,000 feet. So the thing is, he has so many goddamn air-like frames over here, but he has them all different altitudes, which doesn't make things easy. Yeah, some aces would be nice, but the aces will then be sent back into the actual training pool, to be honest. They're too valuable to really lose if they've got the experience that's worthwhile. Another 0 damage there. We've had a few drop out about, but I can imagine that's probably due to ammunition, fuel, potentially, or even damage. Oh, that's awesome, dude. I hope you have a really nice time in Thailand. One of my former co-workers is heading out to Thailand as well, actually. Yeah, now we start to lose a few here, but we do have the numbers to keep this going. My sympathies. There we go, destroyed again. You can imagine seeing the visual spectacle of this here. I mean, that is a lot of fighters. Okay, so we do lose one of them outright, which is a shame, but I can replace that. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just speed this one up ever so slightly. Right, so we do take some losses over here then. So let's take a look then. So we lose at least 4 zeros here, potentially more. But we shoot down a good number here. I mean, obviously it's going to be more than this. But that's fine. I mean, that is one of the... It's what we need to do here. It's a shame that we lost a few bombers, we lost a few fighters, but it is what it is, really. Okay. Temporary flotation damage there. Right, air operations phase PM. Let's see the flight of the Valkyries in the form of the G4M1s, please, from Kopang. Yeah, so that looks like the Sumatra. Okay. Allied reconnaissance. 7 allied ships there near us. Okay, 4 allied ships there. Ah, fuck's sake, our Jake's destroyed there. That's really not good. Right. I'm still hoping to see the G4s. Come on, G4s, come on. G4s. Airstrikes. Come on, let's do this. Sinkawang Bears will have a second attack at Sinkawang. Come on, G4s, please. Do not let me down. I don't know about CV. We saw something, but I didn't hear like the actual anything indicating CV, but we'll see there. The weather near Java doesn't seem too particularly great at the moment. Yeah, take my energy G4M1s. Okay, so they're still here as far as I can see. Force is still over here then, okay. Hit at the runway, which is good news. Looking very good, actually, looking very good. Yeah, 36 hits on the runway, 3 hits on the airbase supply, 4 hits on the actual airbase, which is good news. More bombers coming in as well soon, I can imagine. Yeah, there we go. S-23 Empire has spotted a Kiso. Interesting. There we go. And it's good to actually hit the supply dump as well, because at least that's taken a little bit of supply away from him, which is good news. There we go. 10 hits on the airbase, 8 hits on the airbase supply, and 17 hits on the runway, supposedly. I mean, the accuracy is really good at 3,000 feet. Oh, look, there's the actual escort. Oh, the most useless thing. But that's still a few hits there, actually. Not bad, not bad. Come on, where's my G-Force? Where's my G-Force? Please, don't let me down, babies. We should have strikes out from the MKB as well, so who knows, we might have a lot going on soon. There's definitely something happening near Savai. And Pago, but we'll see that. Yeah, G-Force 1080. I've got a 1070 actually. I'm too cheap to go for a 1080. I just can't justify that price increase. God damn, there's a lot of reconnaissance over that way. Are you kidding me? Oh, come on. Come on, please let... Nah, come on, man. Please say there's gonna be a strike. I don't know. We'll see. God damn it! How do we not have a strike? That lucky son of a... I don't know, we'll see. No. Well, there we go. Bombardment there from the... bombardment from Commando. I need to make sure the patrol boats I'm sent down here on SW actually 4 reminded me about one last time. I can't remember if I did that. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see. Holy moly, 603 casualties inflicted there. Yeah, well, that did some damage. You can see that reconnaissance really did help us out there. Does it say flying reconnaissance? I'm not actually seeing that. Yeah, 603 casualties inflicted there, which is really quite nice. 5 squads destroyed, disabled, 7 non-combatants destroyed, 56 non-combatants disabled. Look at the amount of fires there. I mean, it's hurting the actual industry, which is what we wanted, but... Well, I didn't want to actually hurt this, but we'll deal with that. Yeah, that's a lot of fires there. Oh, 21 again. Okay, Kazi. Been a lot of ASW action this turn here. Hell of a lot. But I mean, this is it. He's going to keep his submarines in harm's way. Eventually, it will come back on them. I can hope, anyway. Yeah, severe damage. There we go. It eventually will come. And there we go again. It looks like the O-21 is out of luck. Near miss starts fire, fire in the engine room, fire in the gates of hell. What is it? Fire in the disco. Fire in the gates of hell. How does the song go again? But yeah, she's gonna get smoked. She's gonna get smacked. Smacked to Rooney. I'm not gonna lie, I am very disappointed that we didn't see any G4s or anything from MKB, but who knows? Right, deliberate attack here against the 21st Chinese Corps. Yeah, but she's not gonna get out of that. Okay, relatively short battle, 40 casualties sustained, 210 inflicted, but this unit's basically doomed. If it stays in that position, it will be destroyed. The thing is, he can't move very quickly either, so this is actually quite good that they've not been forced to retreat. Leaders are both good and bad. Intensely neutral. Okay. Yahoo! Okay, yep, that's not good news. That's gonna be bad numbers. Okay, 654 ain't too bad, but yeah, we need to get the hell out of there. Yeah. Yeah, the DDs will need obviously more ASW. Okay, it could have been significantly worse. We only had a few disabled, well, a lot disabled, but yeah, that's not good. Okay, I was kind of hoping that he wouldn't make it in there. And shit, we have a shock attack in Singapore. Now, I do want to say, guys, we are going to take tremendous losses here. I'm going to make that entirely clear. We're going to get hurt. We're going to be really smashed up here, but we will eventually succeed, and we will eventually secure Singapore. So don't be disheartened. The numbers will look bad, and it will be bad, but don't worry, guys. Time to slip my veins again. Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, if he attacks us next turn, at least we're on the defense, so it's going to still hurt, but we'll look to pull out. But if... The good news is, it's like it would have been nice to take Nanning, so maybe we should have attacked it completely on the first turn when we had the opportunity, but this is it. I didn't entirely expect him to send 3 calls. We'll see here. But yeah, it is what it is. The good news is he's pulling troops away from where they really should be. Okay. His numbers are tremendous over here at Singapore, actually. He's got the 27th Australian. There's not much beyond that that's in really triple digits at all, and even that's been brought down. But yeah, this is gonna hurt. I'm hoping it's not gonna be as bad as I fear, but it is gonna be bad, I just know it. We're shock attacking against maybe level 3, level 4. Yeah, look at that Imperial Guard Division, just completely... No AV there, just gone in a second. So, yeah, there we go. There goes my positivity. It's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad. But we have to do this. The good news is at least I can move the rest of the forces over after this. And then the siege really does begin in proper. Well, the thing is, in this game, it is significantly harder to... I mean, the thing is, these sieges are harder because you do not have the historical surrenders. Like, obviously, you don't have a surrender or Percival over here at Singapore. You don't have the Bataan defenders surrendering. But, I don't know. I mean, the Imperial Guard Division's been pretty roughed up there. To be honest, I would have been really happy had we torpedoed his cruisers, but I guess that's just how things go. But at least the MKB hasn't been attacked, so that's quite good. Well, the thing is, we can't bomb troops. I mean, we can bomb troops, but it doesn't really matter. It's like a couple squads removed doesn't really matter, due to the fact even when they are disabled, they still fight anyway on the defensive. You doing well on that? I guess Nagasaki was roughed up. Well, I mean, this isn't really. Okay. I'm just going to say, guys, it's going to be bad. Yep, it's even worse. Level 4. The odds aren't that bad. I mean, obviously they are slightly inflated due to the assault there from the shock. But they're not that bad. Yeah, okay. 8,116 casualties, yep. I'm still going to say that's fairly manageable. I know it sounds really weird. I know it's like a lot of casualties. Obviously, like, it's like more than half of the casualties we suffered at Changsha, but it could have been significantly worse. But we do inflict 2,000 casualties there, so it's a 4-to-1 loss ratio, but it is what it is. But at least this is the worst part here now, over and done. So it looks like disruption fatigue there affected us, but preparation experience. We didn't reduce the fort level, which is a shame, but we will be able to move over the additional forces here. So, I mean, that's about 2,000 casualties per division. Obviously, if we average that out, one division's going to be completely ruined, which is probably going to be the Imperial Guard Division. But it could have been significantly worse. I mean, this is it. There's no way for us to approach Singapore without this. But that's not bad. I can deal with that. The thing is, we can recover from the land losses. We can recover those units. But yeah, all these forces out here. Malayan Air Wing's interesting. I wonder if that's actually a headquarters or... Malayan Army? I don't know. These headquarters would be quite nice to take out there. AHQ Far East. That's... Is that something he really should have left in here? There's a few base forces in here, and quite a few AA regiments. A few battalions and brigades in here. So the 27th Australian, that's really the big one there. But there's actually a few headquarters in there that I would not have actually expected. Well, this is it. I mean, the soldiers did give their lives in service of the Emperor. So you can see there, he didn't have that many. Let's take a look at these actual numbers here. Well, I mean, this is it with the AA. I mean, I can understand why he's kept them here, but the thing is that it's going to cost him supply, and they'll be lost in the end. But I actually expect it. I mean, to be honest, we've seen estimates of double these numbers. Obviously, this is defended force, but if this is the defended force, it should more or less be everything in here. But I mean, those odds weren't too bad. I mean, had this been less fortified, we might have been able to get away with it, to be honest. But no, not now. Well, obviously, it had to have been significantly less fortified, but it is what it is. Given it's attack on a heavily fortified position, I mean, 4-to-1, yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. It's bad, don't get me wrong, it is bad, but it is what it is. It's like we all knew it was going to happen. Ideally, we do take Singkawang this turn, that'd be nice. It'd be nice to have some good news. There we go. Yeah, unfortunately, they do retreat, but it is what it is. It's hard to say, actually. It looks like he might have pulled some forces out or something of that nature. Okay, 39 casualties, 616 there. We do take the base. The units do retreat there, but we'll be able to chase them down, no problem. Yeah, defender preparation, fatigue, morale. That's good, so we have our important base over here now, which is what we wanted there. The thing is with Singapore, you can't bombard it. That's why it's so difficult to deal with, as it does have some pretty monstrous coastal defenses there. It's got some big guns defending it. Yeah, Allied shock attack over here against the 2nd RTA, and how does that feel? 233 casualties there. We suffer no casualties. Oh, it's not so good on the other hand, is it now? Oh, that makes me feel happy. See, this is it. He's not often attacked with anything. He's got greedy here. I think I mean, this is it. We took a lot of casualties last time due to the fact that we were in the wrong operations mode. But yeah, that really hurt him. I mean, I'm saying that I'm like, obviously grossly overstating this, but this is nice. It's nice. Yeah, that's good news. That's at least something we can take confidence in. How you doing there, Zoe? Unfortunately, no carrier strikes, but the carriers do survive. Yep, the good news is that Dutch force will be now cut off. And there we go. Well, there we go, guys. Anyone talk expands fortifications level 2? I mean, whether or not it's a waste of supply, probably is a waste of supply, but I don't want that island to fall too easily because it is a key island for him to take. A very mixed turn. But to be honest, I'm still going to say it's a good turn. We lost a few bombers that we would have preferred not to, but we haven't had anything that's gone catastrophically wrong. It's a shame that he's been able to move into Nanning. But it is what it is, but we'll have to accept that. We'll look to pull out if we can. Okay, they're beginning to refin and upgrade, which is good news. Yeah, the 2 brigades at Nanning, it's one of those of where, well, the worst thing is we're going to lose 2 brigades, and that's that. Those forces will look to retreat across the river, really. Not bad, not terrible, indeed. I would have preferred that we'd been able to torpedo his actual cruisers, but it looks like the weather might have been bad in that area. But the thing is, well, actually saying that, he may have sailed into view range and then potentially pulled out, but we'll see what happens. See what the actual turn brings in, really. But in terms of Singapore, it was always going to happen anyhow. Don't be telling me anything there, Zopem. I'm sorry I can't read that one. I appreciate the sentiment, but yeah, don't tell me anything just in case, buddy. Okay, well, there we go. We're going to go ahead and upload the replay, so thank you very much for you casuals who are watching the replay. Until next time. Goodbye, I guess? Yeah, see you soon. Something like that. Okay, yeah. It could have been better, it could have been significantly worse. I think, in all honesty, the fact that we've come out of this with the MKB intact, it looks like the battleships have linked up with the MKB. So the tables have well and truly turned in that area. I don't know, we'll have to take a look. We'll see down there in just a few moments. It's incredible, this game, isn't it? Like, you think you know what's going to happen, and then it just turns in your face, really. And this is it, really, isn't it? You never know. You can try and engineer things to be in your advantage, but it is what it is. There we go. That was a longer replay than usual, actually. So, I think there's been a lot of ASW activity, and the good news is we did hit one of his actual submarines very hard, which is good news. We know that he's actually... It looks like he's operating in the same patrol patterns, which is good news. That means we can punish him for that, and he's gonna have to address that. He can't just leave it as it is, otherwise they will just get completely battered. Like, our depth charges do suck, but eventually, and this is it. Lightning strikes twice, doesn't it? Well, it supposedly doesn't strike twice, but it will in this case. If it stays there, that is. Okay. But yeah, I know somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, you lost 8,000 men at Singapore," but we didn't lose 8,000 men. We lost a good few men, but it makes you wonder, doesn't it? You know, when you look at the Battle of Changsha, you look at the actual losses there, and you think, okay, well maybe Changsha actually wasn't that bad. Okay. There we go, get that uploading. That'd be good to go. Right. Yep, there we go. Awesome, that's uploading. Move that over there. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go and quickly read these comments I just missed here then. Can I get a Banzai from everybody, please? Because I need the Twitch achievement for having like 50 or so people talking at once. I think I've missed my opportunity because there was 50 people a few moments ago and I've lost them now. Oh well. And let's see here then. Probably CA Task Force is still around in Java. I mean, they're probably headed out. It would make sense. Like, he's not that suicidal, probably. Spoiler be gone. Where did his ships go? Yeah, we'll take a look at that shortly. As much as you want to upload that replay, I wonder if you need to do editing to below the comments now or not. Well, I've not looked at it. And everybody here is, like, aware of the rules, so we'll see you there. Maybe his cruiser's turned around yet, we'll see about that. Okay, so, I mean, I understand the sentiment there, but yeah, you know, for the future now. Sunk the Sumatra. Well, we actually didn't have anything in regards to that area there. I'll tell you what, then, yeah, I could do a mod in the future, actually. Oh, Krupdog's in. How you doing there, Krupdog? How you doing there, Carl? Yeah, I saw that, so don't worry, man. It's okay, I forgive you. How you doing there, Yurulukon? I don't know how to say your name. How you doing there for? Right, okay, I'm up to speed. There we go. Now I can actually bring this up. Lo and behold, the glory that is my screen. I'm sure you guys love it. There we go. Okay. Right, so it appears that we do... Yeah, we don't have sight of him right now. I mean, what's the weather like in the area? It's not terrible, but it's not great either. I mean, this is it. It's the way she goes there, Bubbles. It's the way she goes. Oh well. How you doing there, Mr. Chillabert? Good to have you, my dude. But the good news is our forces have survived, and yeah, we have the Issei and the Hyuga. You can see that they've burned quite a lot of fuel there. So we are going to have to head back here for Kopang. Yeah, it looks like we've lost sight of the Sumatra. We've lost sight of everything in this area here, which is unfortunate. It might have been due to these guys being busy here. If we take a look, let's see, carrier aircraft. A little bit surprising, but it is what it is. Yeah, we'll find them soon enough. Oh, don't be harsh, guys. It's one of those things, isn't it? How much oil did you capture per barrel? 11,747 barrels there. I always want to say beer in barrels, but that's fine. But yeah, there we go. That's a nice pickup there. I'm surprised he didn't actually attack over here. It might give us the ability to actually survive. All one squad of them. He's got information on me over here, which is not particularly great. So we do have, yeah, 2,500 tons of fuel in the actual port. Obviously, use these fuel in the oil as well. But okay. Genuinely, I don't know. They're out here somewhere anyway. I would have preferred to have sank them, but let's see. He has detection over here. He has detection... Where the hell's the other... Oh, right is the other element of the Banzai. Okay, so the CVLs are going to make it into port here in the next turn, which is good news. Okay, now I see what you mean there, Zope. Yeah, don't worry about it, my dude. Everybody just wants to, like, make sure the game's good. So, don't worry. It's all okay. Check air losses. Well, we took a few bomber losses, more than we really would have preferred, but it is what it is. Okay, so we lose 7 zeros there, but I can replace that. 6 Sallys, so not the best turn there. Ah, yeah, I'd seen something about a few carriers. There's been a few ships actually found this year, which is really nice. So we shoot down 5 Warhawks, 5 Hurricanes. We lose 4 K-27s. He doesn't lose the P-39. That's a shame. I mean, we'll see. We've got our forces at Singapore. It might be worthwhile switching over to actually hitting the other air bases in the area, actually. See you later, Vezo. Have a good one, my dude. Okay, I don't think there's any ships sunk this turn, really. Oh, it's listing Sumatra being sunk over there, which might be why we didn't actually see the Sumatra. That's a nice little bit of victory points there. Yeah, we will do. We're going to have a whole thing on the MKB. I'm not going to touch it too much for the time being. We did see something sighted over this way. Okay, so there's actual ships in port over here. There's aircraft over here as well. Now, I'd like to get some fighters down here to actually have something escorted against Moresby, sorry. Well, it's listed Sumatra as being sank. But we don't know if she actually is. Now, what's interesting is these two cruiser mine layers, or the cruiser mine layer was previously around about this area. Like, see, we have the CVLs. So, I think... Yeah, that makes sense then. So, it might actually be the Sumatra is gone and these were the actual forces alongside her. Really, really surprised we didn't actually have any G4s fly out this turn, but... yeah. Oh, well. I didn't hear anything of a sinking sound, so we'll see about that. Okay. Bit of strange old turn there, really. It's a shame that we lost our actual float plane down. Ah. No way. No way. No. No, 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 no. No, no, can't be right. No. Okay. I'm gonna be right back, guys. I did say I'd go and get some wine, so I'm gonna go get some wine. I'm gonna go get a beer. I'm gonna go get something alcoholic. Because that, yeah, okay. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some alcohol or some shit like that, and then I'll be back. Yeah. Ooh, what do we have here? I'll be right back, guys. So I don't know. I need a drink. I need something alcoholic now to celebrate, and I don't know. It's too much go over here. Be right back. Okay, right, I'm back. I couldn't find a open bottle of wine, so I got a Amstel. And why would he do this? Oh, fuck me! Why? Why? Oh, Jesus Christ! Why? That does indeed explain the loss of the Jake there. Fucking hell. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Why? Why would he come here? What the hell does he hope to achieve in the South Pacific? Oh, Jesus. It just doesn't make sense. It just yeah, apparently so they're off retire. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I mean... The thing is, he's got 4 carriers at the moment in time now. I mean, I'm trying to see... Right, okay. So, until we have concrete information, the CVLs could be something else. But there's 4 ships here. I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm gonna say it's a 95% chance that it's actually the carriers, perhaps. We'll say. We'll see here. Honest to God, it just. Well, the thing is, there, Shiva. Jesus Christ, we're gonna have to do an entire. This is gonna be it now. There's so much to go over here. So, what do you think to make of it? Well. I just can't see why he'd do this. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Why? What? I don't know. I mean, I know we've been talking about it for a while, and I just didn't think it was going to happen. I just thought, you know, it's just going to be a fucking hypothetical scenario. It just... Well, I mean, this is it. In regards to using the Kitapatai, we're not going to use the Kitapatai here. The reason is we're not going to go to him, basically. We have a lot of things that we need to do now. The most... that's really tea. That's mean there, but it is funny about it, but it yeah. I know it's teasing. Okay. Oh, well, you know, Carl, just, you know, just saying. Just a small thing. It's a rather small thing that I just... Honestly, God, I just don't even know what to say. It's just, I don't know. I knew it. Fuck all y'all, I knew it from the start. Okay. I knows it. Okay, right. But we've got a... How you doing there, Infinite? How you doing? Can we do something but not... Well, this is it. This is it. We've got... Yeah, well, this is it. I mean, to be honest, it makes up for the lack of activity over here. Makes up for the lack of activity. So, unfortunately, we do not have anything in regards to the location of the heavy cruisers, but, what's got you all shook up? What's got you all shook up? I mean, it's just this. I'm gonna have to regain my composure here, but I've got my beer. I did say I would get some alcohol, so I'm feeling quite happy about that. But the thing is, it's like... I mean, this is interesting as well. The thunderstorms there. It's 4 ships sighted. It just... We just need to look towards actually preparing the groundwork here, really. But it is such a tectonic shift here, really. Can he repair his CVs in the area? I mean, let's take a look at the actual area of Wellington. So he's got level 5 ports. Okay, there we go. So I'm calming down now. I'm relaxing. He has a repair shipyard at Auckland. So obviously he has to move to the other side of the North Island there. I mean, this is it. We can actually... I mean, the difficult thing is he's going to send out destroyers here. So I think it's one of those things of like, how do we actually respond to this? What if he has all of them there? Well, I mean, this is what I'm thinking here. We did have a Jake that was shot down, and it is showing there 4 ships, and this is it, you are right, maybe, I think what we do then is we approach this the most critical way, really. Now, it is suggesting that there's a CV there, we are seeing a number of aircraft on board the actual task force, but we'll say that, I don't know, I just think we don't assume until we know, really. Hey, Jack. We're not going to attack over here. We're not going to bring out the MK. Sorry, we're not going to bring out the Kitapatai. The reason being, we have Shoho over here that we need to prepare. The good news is now then we do have the CVLs over here. So, well, the CVLs are just here then, so they can refuel at Kopang. I think, to be honest, what we might look at doing here, and it does present an interesting position over here in regards to the Dutch East Indies. Well, I mean, this is it. Jesus Christ, he definitely saw the big one there. And that's good to know about the fleet group tactics. It doesn't look like he expected to be attacked down there, which rightly so. Honest to God, I thought we'd see convoys or something like that. I just find it hard to believe. Like, I know I've had a big reaction here, and it's like I just don't know why, you know. I just don't think it makes sense. Like, it's just why. The thing is, battleships really are irrelevant for the most point here. For the most part, sorry. If you want to bring battleships, then that's fine. They're just fodder. They really don't matter. Like, of course, they're great. They have good AA. They're obviously a damage sink. But they really don't matter in the grand scheme of things here when it comes to carrier warfare. Yeah, exactly. As Evocan says, we need more reconnaissance. So, yeah, we've had a big reaction. We've got a good indication. This is the first time we've seen anything in regards to where the US NCVs might be. So, we'll see, really. I mean, this is it. I mean, if he... I don't know. I think he's really overestimated us in the South Pacific, and to be honest, that might be the greatest achievement of this entire operation down here in the South, to be honest. Okay, well, let's concentrate on the practical. We'll talk theory soon, but let's get the practical down. Let's see what else we've missed here. So let's see, enemy task forces. Sorry, enemy units, task forces. Right, so we see that one down there. We see a couple in this area, of course. I would prefer to have been able to torpedo the cruisers, but that's okay. I suppose it's one of those things. We do see the cruiser mine layer over here, so I do feel like the Sumatra is gone. Now, I can have the actual light cruisers hunt down this force, though saying that it might not be potentially worthwhile. It might be, it might not be. The thing is, it's like there's still cruisers in this area, so we still have to respect that. I think we can call the Perth raid a mixed bag, but I think ultimately it was successful. We could have potentially netted more, and I think that was my misunderstanding of how the map projection works. But the thing is, we still hit some of his actual cruisers out here. We hit them a few times with the bombs, which is good news. The thing is, it has revealed that the Java Sea doesn't have much in the way of surface assets over here, which is good news. And if indeed his ports may be at New Zealand, at Wellington, then it does change a lot of things. Did we damage a tanker? Huh. But okay, so we're not seeing much in the way of task forces, so what we're going to do then... Also, we did have the bloody attack over here at Singapore, so... Okay, it's actually not that bad. I mean, the Imperial Guard Division obviously did take a bit of a beat in there. Oh, a few turns back, interesting. Right, that makes sense then. So the Imperial Guards really did take a beat in there. But these forces, obviously, yeah, if we take a look then, we'll take a look at table equipment. That's not that bad. I mean, the Imperial Guard Division lost over half its strength. But that's not too bad. The 5th Division got off quite lightly there. The 48th less so. And even the 18th. The 18th isn't in that bad of a condition. So you have about 1,000 assault value. Obviously, this guy isn't really contributing much. Now, I will have them... I think I'll keep them in combat mode for the time being. But we're going to have them pull back across the Johor Bahru. So they can obviously begin to replenish once again. We do have the 21st Division moving in over here. So they're going to be arriving more than likely tomorrow. They should arrive tomorrow, which is good news. Or obviously begin unloading at Kottaburu. So they should be down here in a few days. So we'll be able to replace that division there. Oh, is it not worth planning out yet? I suppose that's a fair point, isn't it? Okay, we'll leave it here then for the time being. Do we still have the guns from that division, actually? That's a good point. I should have been checking for that. Let's see. We still have 105 guns, so okay, that does make sense there. I suppose in the end of the day, he's not going to counterattack, but he has significant... I mean, okay, look at this number there. 91,000 troops there. You would expect him to have more... He doesn't have that much in the way of assault value, which is good news. Right, he's moving more fighters over here and bombers over here. I think what we do now is we actually go ahead and try to hit his air power this way. It's not registering any damage over here at this moment. His AV isn't tremendous, actually. Let's see. Right. That's at Singapore, yeah. So his AV is 1,173. Now our attacking AV was 1,748 there, obviously rounded up. It wasn't that far off, really. He did take about 2,000 casualties. So... yeah, his adjusted defense there was 1,995. And we should have been, I mean, obviously this is my big lesson here, should have been on this from the very start to reduce the fortifications, but it is what it is. But that's not bad, it could have been significantly worse. He's got low preparation, low experience here. The good news is he's going to have, he's going to use a fair bit of supply there. You can see that we've used a fair amount of supply. So that's good, that's accelerated obviously the supply losses over here. Let's see, what we're going to do here then is move in the rest of the combat forces. Well, we do have engineers, but they would have been absolutely beaten up on the first go. So we are going to have them head across now, actually. Force by themselves are over 1k. Well, this is it, isn't it, really? So his forces aren't as strong as it would seem. Can I remake the 55th? Yeah, I need the 144th Division back here, ASAP, really. But I will have our forces move over. He had a lot of support but no real armour or infantry outside of a few brigades. Well, I mean, the 27th did take a pretty big beating there. I don't know if I even want this 55th Cavalry over there. I think what I'm going to do is actually have this unit head north. It would be handy to actually have to potentially garrison a base or even potentially harass and harry over there. So we'll have it initially sent out to Bangkok. We may yet keep it there, but we'll see. We still have some time. Right, the engineers can begin moving across. It would have been nice had we been able to actually reduce the fortifications, but it is what it is. How you doing, Mezzo? Yeah, the replay should be uploading. Probably just going to take a little bit of time. But this is where we can move our additional units over. I mean, this is it. There's no way that you can take Singapore without it being bloody. We could have done it with less blood on our hands, but obviously my inexperience there, really. Right, there we go. Has it just gone live? Oh, that's fantastic, man. Get these forces moving across there, then. That'll be good news. Now, we'll have the 21st Division arriving soon. To be honest, I don't know what I expected at Singapore. I think I did expect more. Well, we had a shock attack at Singapore, yes. Yeah, that's true. But the worst is over now, which is good news. He will more than likely celebrate, but, well, we've got a lot to celebrate. We've got a lot more to celebrate this turn, really. I'd like to free up more engineer regiments to head out this way. But we did have a very successful bombardment at Wenkao. So ideally our forces will be in position, well, our cruisers will be in position to rearm, and we'll just bombard him again, and again, and again, until we eventually take it. Alright, those are airfield. Okay, there we go. I swear THD has a relationship with Force. Okay, so our forces remain in position here to give us that command bonus. Well, benefit there, really. Well, I mean, this is it. Real life definitely plays out quite differently than it does here, really. I mean, here you can imagine that the British defenders are actually actively defending. Which obviously they did in real life, but obviously, yeah, as you can imagine from the surrender there, things weren't exactly rosy. Okay, so his forces actually headed over here to Sambaz, which is good news, actually. I say that's swamp anyway, okay. Well, this is it, really. But to be honest, I think in a lot of ways, the mistakes I make are... Well, I'd rather be the one to make the mistakes, really. So it's one of these things, it's like, it's a hell of a lot easier to learn from somebody else's mistakes. And of course, sometimes your own mistakes. And of course, you can learn from watching somebody succeed, but you learn the best lessons from doing something wrong, really. But there we go. And we've got Sinkerwang over here. Now, Sinkerwang has, obviously, the supplies that we did bring over here. The port and airfield's in perfect shape, actually. Just slight bit of damage, so that's really good news. And we've got our aviation engineers set up and ready to go immediately, which is good news. 26 AV there set up. Sorry, aviation support, so AS, I should say. These Dutch forces are now well and truly cut off. So what I'm going to do is I'll look towards bringing some additional Naval Guard units there, and we'll basically just destroy them. There we go. How you doing there, Brass Monkey? Unfortunately not, but our carriers do survive, which is good news, and they do link up with the actual battleships, which is good. So, I mean, what we can potentially theorize here, then, is... Well, I mean, if we take a look, then, so ships sunk... I wish you could look at the last few turns or something, but if we look here, then, so we'll sort by date. Right, okay. So these were the ones that we actually hit here. Not the largest, but obviously they're still worth something, which is good news. But this Sumatra went down there. She's worth a fair bit, 27. She's not the biggest one, but she's still a nice target. The thing is, as well, we obviously did hit the Exeter, Colombo, Cape Town, and... what was it? Yeah, Colombo, Cape Town, and... I forgot what the actual other one was called now. I'll see you later, man, monkey. I'm sure we'll have a long chat about this in the future. Also, the bloody Marseille plan. Well, that's it, isn't it, really? Ah, don't be so disheartened there, Kevin. We're not stuck in this situation. The thing is, we have a difficult task in front of us, really. Not Cornwall. We did see Cornwall, but I'm trying to think of the other light cruiser that we actually hit. Unfortunately, we didn't hit the Cornwall. But we do know about the Cornwall, so that's a good thing to point out. But indeed, over here, yes, we do have the unenviable task, but to be honest, the actual divisions came out in better condition than I would have expected. We've got supply here, which is good. We'll bring in our additional reinforcements, and yeah, we'll just continue the siege until we do win. But I think what we will do here, then, is not be looking towards actually... Caledon, yeah, that was it, Caledon, I think. Yeah, I think it was Caledon. That sounds about right. Okay, so moving on to the enemy over here. Don't know how many there is. I don't think they need that planning bonus. But this was very good news here. So he did receive a bloody nose from the second RTA. So he's not going to be as eager to attack in the near future like that. Okay, so we see there's actually 31 bombers over here. 7 auxiliaries, 30 fighters. We see a number of ships over here. Not as many ships as you would imagine. The port size is 4, so it might be our reconnaissance perhaps. But we'll see here. I think THG ran when he saw those G4s. I mean, maybe. I mean, this is it. We'd have to... It's difficult because we can't really see what happened per se. How you doing there, Petrol? Good to have you, my dude. Welcome to the stream. Lots going on at the moment. Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? We'll have a look at the aces then. To be honest, I should be keeping like a list of aces because I can't remember who's like an ace and who's not now. I'm sure somebody will be able to take note of it. I suppose the ones that aren't in Train Command are going to be the new aces, perhaps. Nagashi. Well, he's doing it because he can get away with it, really, usually. Not all the time, but sometimes he can get away with it. Okay, so they're still over here, then. But they will head back to Singapore this turn, then, and be rearmed and head out. Well, I mean, this is it. This is when he sees that defensive terrain works for him and against him there, really. So that's nice to see there. Right, we do have additional aviation support moving north, which is good news. So he's got additional forces moving there. That's not that many units in Rangoon there. That's pretty good detection actually over Rangoon. Okay, let's take a look at China. You know, I still don't have an idea where that unit is. Where the hell is it? 5 out of 10 here. Where the hell is it? I mean, this is a difficult situation. I mean, We still have a decent bit of AV to resist, but obviously we did take a bit of a beating there. I think what we'll do here then is if we take a look, we could retreat south to the wooded terrain, but then that leaves Indochina potentially open. I'm just thinking of the repulsive Prince of Wales when he died. Or when he does, okay. Well, I mean, this is it. I mean, obviously I did muck that up on the first turn, I should have had them destroyed, but I thought I'd set them to day attack. And they were set to night attack. And that was an early mistake. That cost me quite a bit. But that's it, isn't it, really? It's all cascading effects, really. Okay, now we're seeing aircraft over here, once again at Changtai. That's something to bear in mind. It might be worthwhile actually hitting the actual air. I think, to be honest, what we'll do is we actually hit the airfield over here at Changtai. I do not want to give him the ability to actually have air power once again. So still looking at 30 units over here. You know, I'm genuinely, like, let's just take a look at this. Are they just not able to run reconnaissance over those hexes? So that seems to be the only reason why we haven't got anything there. But we can see that Tuyun's not occupied. Chikyang is unoccupied. What's the terrain over there? Wooded rough, so just continue with the deliberate attacks there. Oh, fatigue's hardly anything. That's good news. There we go, the 4th Brigade has finally made into position, so we're going to have them begin to head down to that position there, the assembly point there, really. Have them begin to plan for Hengyang. Well, this is it. They aren't. I mean, they are expendable in his line of thinking, which I can understand. Okay, yep, they're making excellent progress. You can see, due to the fact that we do have major roads in Changsha, we're able to make 30 miles per day. So we'll arrive in this hex tomorrow, we're a little bit left over, then move over here. But this is going to take significantly longer due to the secondary roads. Okay. 9 out of 10 here. So we see 13 units, 100,000 men here. I could do a reconnaissance over in this area. Well, I mean, this is it. They still are. They just didn't have the, Well, then again, actually, no. I don't know. It's one of these things. It's like the Haruna, she was predominantly hit by air power. I mean, obviously, she was actually shelled as well, but it was predominantly air power that did do her in. If a WR terrain cities vacated, well, the thing is, what this is it's just a terrain tile there. Well, I mean, at one count, as you saw last turn, I mean, look at that, 330 fires there. I don't know how fires actually work, but it's interesting nonetheless. Now, yeah, so some of the heavy industry is damaged there, it seems. So when you besiege an actual city that produces resources, for example, it stops producing resources. However, the industry doesn't stop. Now, this is something I didn't understand at all, really, not too long ago. Sometimes these systems are a little bit convoluted, and sometimes you hear different things from different people. But as far as I'm aware, I think the actual truth of the matter is the resource production stops, but the industry doesn't stop. So his his heavy industry there, he may not have the actual fuel to keep that going, so that'll probably stop at some point. But the light industry only needs resources, so he'll continue to eat through those resources and produce supply. Well, I mean, this is it, but as far as I'm aware, if Chinese forces do enter Indochina, I think we do receive reinforcement units over here. I think we receive Thai reinforcement units. But to be honest, it's probably a good thing. If he wants to go for that, then that's okay. I mean, it's not exactly great, but we would have an ability to respond there. But all it does is bring his forces away from where they should be there, really. Well, that's true. The biplane is a scary son of a bitch. But as far as I can see here in China, it's mostly static, which is good news. Very good news. Okay. We're going to go for the actual opponent. Actually, no, let's take a quick look over here. Yeah, he's still in the same position. I don't know why he's patrolled over here. I'm never going to be over there. Well, to be honest, I mean, this is it. I mean, the battleships bring a huge amount of firepower to bear. That's great. I need to make use of these guys. But yeah, I think the biggest thing of the actual stream here is how do we deal with this? How do we respond to this? Obviously, we can't assume that this is a 100% accurate piece of information there. I mean, we'll take a look at the actual operational log here. So, operations report, sorry. Lots of activity there near Kandari, which is quite interesting there. Lots of aircraft in that area. Allied dive bomber near Buna, which is intriguing. Reconnaissance near Rabal, which is to be expected. Reconnaissance there, okay. Balfour sighted over Tavoy. I don't know why he's doing it over Tavoy. It must be just because he's obviously... Well, we actually own the base at Tavoy, so that makes sense, never mind. Okay, so credit for kill number 2. Does not return, that's a shame. I guess our island... Supposedly 7 allied ships at 118, 150 near Luganville. But I think that might be our own task force, to be honest. We'll double check that anyway. Wakanai. And this is when she was shot down. Gazmata. There's a History Guide channel. I feel... I don't recognize the name immediately. Right, PBY 5 sighted over Savai. Over Savai, Clark, Tavoy, Tavoy, Clark, Clark. Yeah, there we go. So you can see that we're moving the 2nd Raiding Regiment to Hankow, which is good news. These guys are moving to Saigon, so we are getting ready here. Yeah, they're all beginning their refits over here, which is good news. Imperial Guards Division takes replacement from Johor Bahru, so it's already taken on additional forces here. Producer reports of SSC line being... of sinking of the SSC line is incorrect. First Independent Mixed Brigade takes replacements from Harbin. Interesting. Oh, still some more here. Arrives at Yokohama, Yokosuka. So I do need to have these forces, sorry, these bases garrisoned. That's fine enough there, Kevin. San Diego, Fort Ord, Davao. Davao? That must be a submarine, surely. Why the hell did I get... Unless it's my own base, so it must be something. Wyndham, Murashlov, so that's in Siberia. Chittagong, that might be like Burma, might be India, might be somewhere else. Wyndham, I think, Canada, perhaps. San Diego's obviously US. Fort Ord, not entirely sure at this moment in time. I don't know. So all we have to go on at the moment is obviously a supposed task force sighted there. We don't have any other information there, but what we do have is we obviously do have additional submarines with float planes. So I think what we'll do is we surround New Zealand. We really surround this area as much as we can. See you later there, Kevin. Have a good one, my dude. I'm not seeing anything else at the moment in time. Right, so what I'm going to do here is turn off friendly forces. Sorry, yeah, right. Turn off friendly forces. Oh, God damn it. Enemy units, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of submarines in this area here. He might get lucky, but he's going to be punished by that. 56th Division there. Still making progress. Nearly a third of the way there now. Well, I mean, this is it, really. If indeed those are the carriers, which I want to believe, I do, trust me, I do want to believe that. But I think we've got to be analytical about it, haven't we, really? We've got to be critical, sorry, is the word I'm looking for. We've got to be critical. We can't just assume, just because we want it to be true, that it is indeed true. But I mean, if he was to head to New Zealand, which it looks like he might be, it could be due to the fact that it's less likely to be discovered, which I can understand that. We've only really recently moved submarines down to that area, and to be honest, I was looking for convoys. I don't know. It's a lot. There's a hell of a lot to discuss there. Well, that is true. We did lose a pilot for that. See you later there, Kevin. Have a good one, my dude. Okay. See, I'd like to begin bombing Port Moresby's airfield. I know Thor's going to be like, yeah, I fucking told him so. We'll be looking towards doing that in the near future. I may potentially use the Jakes as some sort of combat air patrol, but then again, that's probably not a good idea. I think what I want here is more information, though, so more Jakes running reconnaissance over Moresby will be very good. Right. Well, the good news is I don't need to worry about this one too much. Interesting that's actually detected. That's strange. Okay. Well, that's it, isn't it, really? Right, so the load-in's pending over here, so that's just going to take a little bit of time, but they're going to be transferred over to Comac, which is good news. So our forces are making it over here, then. The 8th Tank Regiment's going to obviously arrive significantly sooner than anything else, which is fine. These forces are obviously making their way. But what I'll look towards doing then is having the 4th Infantry Regiment transferred back to Malaya. The ground forces, sorry, the army forces over here, so the IJ forces are going to be shifted out. Or potentially shifted elsewhere. I mean, who knows? They might be needed for operations to come. But it's one of those of, I don't have anything immediately in mind. I think what I'd rather do is actually... we've got to get our carriers into position, but not the hit up a tie, more so another strike force, really. So we are going to be looking towards actually setting up a 3rd force. I know what you're saying there, for, but the thing is, we don't have information on what he has there. It's one of these things of, like... we might be doing okay now, because he doesn't have a combat air patrol up. I know it sounds daft, but I'd rather make sure we have an escort, and then we're going in properly there. And then we can go in there properly with fair amount of safety, really. Or at least better. Better odds, really. But no, I understand what you're saying. I wonder if he went south. He could have gone south down here. But I don't know. He's going to be in position when he doesn't have a huge amount of fuel. And we don't have a huge amount of fuel either. I don't know. I think what we do is we just call that one there. Otherwise, we are just going to be using more fuel heading back out here. And there is a Indomitable class CV. I think the Indomitable is out here. I don't know if it's Indomitable class. Thank you very much, Brass Monkey. Much appreciated, my dude, for that tier 1 subscription. I shall do a dance of the dance. Sometimes it feels like there's almost too much to talk about, and it's really into the second stream that we get into the brass tacks of things, really. As you can see there, Brass Monkey, I'm using your name. Oh dear. Okay, so the good news is we do have the RTA cavalry over here, so at least we do have some additional... I mean, that's actually a fair amount of AV, to be honest. That's actually pretty decent. So that's good, we can actually look after the base here at Chiang Mai. So we have information about the number of aircraft here, which is something I can work from. Whether or not it's accurate is another thing. Okay. Now, you can see that they've made really good progress here. So they're going to move to this hex. 23rd Army headquarters moving up. The good news is this is a major road, so we'll be able to make good use of that. The 38th is going to take some time to arrive. It's going to take them some fair amount of time. They're going to be moving at 15 miles per day, so it's going to take them a few days to clear that area. And they've got obviously another hex of secondary roads. So it's going to take them a good few days to really arrive in this area. Well, to arrive here. That's okay. Obviously, the sooner the better there, really. I mean, you are right there, 80. You are right. It's just one of these things. We're at a position where we're very low on fuel. We might cash them, but the thing is going to be low on fuel as well. And he has come off worse. He has taken damage. And we came off quite lucky. We didn't receive any damage, really. So that's good news. We managed to inflict damage on him, which is good, too. Okay. He did take quite a few casualties over here, which is good news. Just have to keep on bombarding him there, really. But to be honest, what we're probably going to be looking at doing is... This is like the perfect backbone to like a Shoho CVR task force. So, let's see. I mean, I could take, it might be worthwhile bringing the Fuso back. Well, shit, I should have had them in, bombardment mode there. They are detected, but we should be able to get the bombardment off. So they're going to bombard the next turn. Didn't expect them to arrive that quickly. Is it because the torpedo? Let's see. Yeah, it's because of the patrol boats. Right, that makes sense. I don't think it'll crack yet. We're just going to keep up the bombardment, really. We've got nothing to lose there. Okay, 20,000. We'll go for 22,000 yards. Time it is allowed. Yeah, bombard and Ambon. That's good news. They're going to head back to... Well, they need to head back to Kopang. That's where the AKE is. Once we have additional AKEs, then things get significantly better for us. So what we're going to do is have these guys on an ASW task force. Okay, so our fast cruiser task force is moving in over here then. So they're heading into Kandari, which is excellent. So what we're going to be looking at doing then is, I was hoping they would arrive this turn, but that's fine. But what we're going to be looking at doing then is actually having the 23rd Air Flotilla transferred to Makassar. Though, to be honest, I don't know. I think having it transferred to Denpasar would probably be too aggressive. Let's just take a look at the information here. So we do have some information. Not as much as I would have been hoping for, but the numbers look roughly the same there. You know what? I might take some of these light cruisers, maybe a light cruiser and a few destroyers, and actually have it sent over here to Busoanga to actually deal with those forces there. I don't imagine many of them have got fuel, really. But it's got a good number there, so it'd be nice to take them out. Okay. Right, those resources will be moving into Nagasaki. Right, the tank regiments are moving towards Canton, that's good news. So the good thing is, it's like we should have, I mean, if you take a look over here, over here, we do have 2 tank regiments there. So 2 tank regiments will be arriving at Canton, so we will have 2 tank regiments available with our forces there, without really taking any, well, without taking anything away in terms of armor from Changsha, which is good news. I am sending additional armor as well. I'm sending another 3 tank regiments from Malaya. Well, I will be in the near future. It's one of those of, do I want to have them at Singapore? And I'm taking a bit of a gamble on this one because they would be useful at Singapore. Obviously, they're not going to be as good, but they would still be useful at Singapore. But I'm thinking it might be worth a gamble due to the fact that there is something of a status quo here. So if I could actually have those tanks moved over to Canton, obviously they could move up the major road there towards Kukong and beyond Kukong. What I'm hoping for is we might have another week or 2 weeks. I mean, longer the better, really, to prepare and get things sorted. The good news is each and every day we are able to actually strike out at him here in China using our air power. Now, obviously, he's inflicted a few casualties on us over here against these guys. But at the end of the day, like, it's a few VPs that we could potentially lose, but I'm not that concerned about that. In a lot of ways, it's actually a good thing. I know that sounds counterproductive, but it actually is potentially a good thing. So it is actually drawing away his resources, which is good. Okay, let's see. Yes, you can see the Yokosuka over here, so it's not in the full strength there. How many men remain here? 204, but they're still being flown over. Okay. Well, the great news is, then, we do have a... Well, we've got a second paratrooper unit moving up over here, then. Now, they're probably going to be moving to Langson, which is okay. We've got aviation support moving to Langson. So, the interesting thing is, it's like we are now in a position of growing confidence, because we are in a position where we are able to target more centers in China. And if we have 2 paratrooper regiments, or whatever they are, I don't think it's a regiment, is it? But is it a regiment? Is it classed as a regiment? Yeah, it's a regiment, isn't it? Well, that one's not called a regiment, but it's a few hundred men nonetheless. Well, the thing is, it's like, he's going to be seeing auxiliary aircraft on the airfields, and maybe, I don't know, he might suspect that something's up, but as far as he knows, we don't have paratroopers in China. Now, there might be people that say, well, what if he uses paratroopers against you? But he might be saying, well, it's been about, what, 60-odd turns and he's not used paratroopers? We haven't revealed the paratroopers. But either way, it's one of these of where we've got to be patient, we've got to have things really under control first. We could drop the paratroopers now, but the thing is we're not ready yet, and we've got to have him remain really static for the time being. The longer he stays still, the better, really. The longer that time is stood still here, the better. I think what we are going to do is actually hit the air power over here at Changtai. It's not good to see fighters over here, that means that more will be coming. It could even be, I don't think we have the range, but it could be even potentially worthwhile to look at hitting Chongqing's airfield or even Kuei-Lin's, but I think, yeah, we've got pretty good intelligence over this area. Okay. So we're assembling our forces over here, but our forces will be heading to Luoyang. The reason why we're heading to Luoyang is so we can make use of the actual major road. It's like we could assemble over here at Chengchao, but we do have to move down that secondary road there. So it's one of those of we could move down the secondary road to Luoyang, which is obviously going to take the same amount of time as it's a single hex. So it's one of those of like move to an actual base and have that well, opportunity to rest there, or move to Chengchao and still have to move that secondary road hex, but you don't have the ability to rest at the end of it. At least when we have all our forces assembled at Luoyang, we will begin marching down here to Nanyang. Let's see, this 40th Brigade, does it have the other element of its division? Changsha, well, they're not going to be coming back anytime soon. Would have been nice, because that would have been a proper division there. Okay. We are going to be going through China over this stream. Well, not this one per se, but over the next few streams, and we will be organising the actual AV here in China. Basically looking to gather a second army group in the north here. As far as I understand, game generates random intel reports where units place. I mean, potentially so, potentially so. But the thing is, it's like, well, if it moves them there to block our plan, then okay, that's fine, we'll accept it. It's one of those, it's like, I could drop now, but it's not gonna... It won't do what we want it to do. It would change the situation, it could lead to something potentially positive, which it would be positive, but we don't know what it could do. It could lead to something potentially worse. The thing is, the longer he remains in a static position, it's like the saying, the devil that you... Well, this is it, trust in the devil that you know, pretty much. I can't remember if that's the exact saying. I've heard it said, well, I've heard it explained a few different ways. But basically, we're going to stay with the devil that we know. Try not to provoke him. Because if we do provoke him and he does actually, well, respond to that, that we don't have a clear picture of the situation. We don't know what potentially might happen. But as far as things are going now, it's okay. I am somewhat tempted to actually bombard here, but I don't think it's worthwhile. Actually, I wonder if it was the 13th Mixed Brigade. I think it was the 13th Mixed Brigade that took on replacements. Yeah, these guys are benefiting from having the ability to replenish. Well, more units are able to replenish. Each unit has a chance of replacements arriving while replacements arriving, so obviously if you split a single division into multiple units, you have like 3 times the chance of receiving replacements. Okay. Yeah, so we still have a second Ranger regiment over here. So 240 men remain. They're being shifted over to Hankau. Yeah, there we go. So the good news is, if we actually do have a secondary paratrooper force over here, we can actually have them plan for the base here at Tuyen, and then have these guys plan for the base over here at Chikyang. Can you show the pool of LCU squads? Sure, we'll go ahead and take a look at that. So we have 104 IJ squads in the pool. Well, of different types there. 104 of the first type, 96 of the second, 49 TIE rifle, SLF, militias. I love the fact they show me Vichy forces over here. That was quite interesting. Ah, don't be. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I mean, it is daunting at first. It always is daunting, but most difficult things are daunting. The game appears difficult until you really get an understanding of what's actually going on, but not so much what's going on, but why it's going on, really. Or what should be happening, or why it should be happening. It's taken me a long time to actually learn properly, but I suppose it's like, in some ways, we're doing a single turn here every week or so, give or take, sometimes more. But obviously when you guys are playing yourselves, you're not having to like wait for another content creator, really. So yeah, there we go. But yeah, we do have a few over here stockpiled. We do produce about, so we produce about 276 this month, 702 this month already. I'm not too concerned about running out of troops, I can tell you guys that. Let's see, right, aircraft, group reinforcements. So in 2 days we'll have the Misawa KUK-1, which are going to be really handy. I'm looking forward to having more G4M1s. It definitely is amazing there, Brass Monkey, I definitely agree there. You got it, buddy. More leaders or IDAs will be arriving. We'll have the H8K1 Emily's soon enough. They could be potentially useful. They are tough old birds. Yeah, more zeros. Good, good. I don't know, I mean, it intrigues me in regards to this, because it's like, well, the ship's technically accelerated, but I don't know. I don't know if we've seen the benefit of it, really. It's looking at 22 days until we have a Yungo. We'll see anyway. It could be because obviously we have quite a few assets here being accelerated. It might not be enough ship points to really make a difference. If indeed that's how the system works. But then again, no, when you have it on acceleration. Yes, we are on acceleration, which is also consuming more ship points. So I think we do have a small deficit in ship points. We should have enough for at least 1 or 2 of the ships anyway. As far as I can understand the system. But it is what it is. Okay. Right, we're loading the 4th Air Division over here. Really need those guys. Just, I'm going to have to find out when we're going to have to find a good place for them. But we'll have them soon. Actually, something I do want to check on. Right, you are detected. The difficult thing is we are detected here. So that's 3 out of 10. Okay, good, good. The Kiyosumi Maru has arrived at Canton, which is fantastic news, actually. So they've only just arrived, but that's going to be a few hundred tons of supply there, only about 400 tons of supply, so we do need more supply in the actual base itself. I think what I might do is look to try and lose some detection. Yeah, try and lose some detection potentially over the patrol boats, but we'll see what we can do. It might be worthwhile going in and just trying to try our luck, really. I would love to. I mean, this is it. I mean, if there's indeed CVs south, this takes on even more importance, because if we're actually able to establish an actual base there with actual aviation support, then things do become pretty goddamn interesting. I don't think he'll let us. I think he'll try to oppose us, but I don't know. It might be worth the risk. I think we'll decide on that one. It could be potentially worth the risk. I mean, Wallace Island might be worthwhile taking, but it's one of these things, isn't it? We'll see, we'll see. It's not too late to turn back. Good, you're just arriving now, so you will make it into port here at Lucanville, which is fantastic. Yeah, these submarines moving in here, so they'll be able to refuel. So yeah, we'll have refueling capabilities here next time, which is excellent, excellent news. Additional submarines moving here as well. Brilliant. This is it. We've finally been able to make use of these guys. Now we do have the DMS W7 over here. Not saying anything about mines as of yet, but we'll see. Okay. These guys can be shipped out and moved on. So what we'll do then is load these forces up. There we go. Now as to where they need to go. Not too sure at the moment. Okay, so I'm loading some forces over here, which is nice. I could do with picking up these troops, at least having the... I don't need a garrison here, so I'll have it probably move back to Rabal. I think what we'll do with these guys is we have them move into the Dutch East Indies proper and actually have them used. Used to take some of these bases, really, would be quite nice. Okay. And there's a lot of bases over here, so having additional forces would be handy. So we'll have them move out there. The home port can be Pardois. We'll have them... Well, actually, we can have them refuel now, actually. Okay, you're already loaded up and on the way. That's good. So we'll have additional reinforcements moving over here, which is going to be good news. Okay. Cancel that supply load and just get your asses in gear. Right, these guys are heading south, which is excellent. I may want to take control of these bases. I don't know where he's running aircraft from, but we'll find out sometime soon. Okay. I've got a lot of transports over here, but I do need to get moving. I do need more troops over here at the Vow, but at least we actually do have a base force over here, so that will... Yeah, it might be just enough of these additional forces coming in to form the garrison there. If we take a look over here, then, well, not cracking intelligence now, but at least it's something. So you can see that we don't control the actual roadway yet, but once we actually do have a student move in here, we'll be able to take control of that, which should be nice. Alright, they're moving towards Jostleton. Taking them a long-ass time. The wall below, that sounds pretty cool, actually. Right, plenty of aviation support there. That's going to be very handy to have. Yep, those armored units are moving north. I do need a garrison in Manila. But we'll deal with that when we can. I need to pick up these forces as well. I've got some forces over here at Patan Island. Like the Sasebo 1st SLF I do need to pick up and make use of. Like right now, they're not doing jack. But we'll get them moving soon enough. Okay. To be honest, there's been a lot that's happened this turn. There's almost too much that's happened this turn to really make hide nor tail of it, really. We have potential sightings of American carriers. I don't know how accurate they are. I don't want to say, oh, yeah, we found the American carriers. We found something interesting. Now, it looks like it could be correct, but I don't want to actually just get into a habit of just believing the first thing I see, so that's something that we'll take with a pinch of salt. Now, in regards to this situation over here at Nanning, we might look to pull back. We're probably going to get kicked out next turn, but it is what it is. If it continues to chase us, that's okay. If we lose some Japanese ground forces, I mean, this is it. I can afford... Well, I can't afford per se, but I can... Of all the things I can lose, I can afford to lose ground forces significantly more than I can afford to lose, like, naval assets. So it's one of those. Don't be too disheartened. Yeah, I love Audible. Audible's fantastic, man. I might have seen that one, actually. I don't recognize the actual name, but then again, I'm terrible with names, but I might have seen the one you're talking about. Okay. Right, so the 4th Brigade's moving here. It's going to take them a couple of days to clear this area. These guys are making good progress. So, in theory, at a moment's notice, we'd have the 104th, we'd have the Kyoku, we'd have an army headquarters. It's going to take us a little while. It's going to probably take us about a week to assemble a decent amount of force over here. So as long as we keep forces moving down here, who knows what he might do. I mean, I'd be incredibly surprised if he actually moved forces down here, but I don't know. I wouldn't put it past him. Maybe he could. But we'll see about that. We've seen that the ASW has been effective over here to the north, which has been excellent. Okay, you're finally ready to go now, which is good news. Right. So there's only the base force there. I could move the base force nonetheless, actually. So some over here at Ominato. I'm gonna assume it's probably like searchlights or something of that nature. Oh, it's a fair compliment, actually. Yeah, I could do with actually having them shift over into Hokkaido. That'd be quite nice. So let's take a look then. So, you're a restricted headquarters, which is a shame because it would be nice to have you transferred. I could have them flown over, and I'm probably going to have them flown over. But I might take the actual base force and have it moved out over there. Okay. And to be honest, there's been a lot that's happened here, but almost not a lot in the same instance, really. We don't... The thing is, it's like, had I had information, things would have been significantly different. Right, mission speed. Return to Kopang. I'll have to take a look at that. That does sound pretty cool, actually. But the good news is now we have a pretty damn solid amount of escort. Issei, Hyuga, Nachi joins us over here. So Mogami and Makuma are joined, which is good news. Yeah, you can see some of these guys are... they need some repairs. I just think he might have gone south. I think that's the only... I don't know. He's turned back, it seems. He's either turned back and headed south. He might have gone this way and down. And it's one of these, it's like, obviously we could have been covered in that area, but the thing is we wanted to cover this area, because that's where our guys would have been. But, which they ended up in. Okay. But I think in all honesty, we got what we wanted here. Like, we hit his cruisers, which is good news. We hit the tankers. We interrupted the supply flow out here. I mean, we hit the biggest tankers over here at Osthaven. That's all good. It's all good. It's like a few ships. Not much in the way that was, like, worth a lot. But, I mean, even the Sumatras are worthwhile prize. Who knows what the future might hold. But, I mean, what we're thinking here... Well, what I'm thinking here at the moment is we have Ryujo and Zuyoho. Now... You know what? I completely forgot I sent guys out here. I'm not gonna lie. I completely forgot about those submarines, so that's really nice. Well, that's handy then. At least we do have a few submarines of the area to work with in the Pacific, and that's quite handy. We'll take a look at that, actually, because that might have been one. Let's see. This is Hex 119193. Well, roughly, so we'll look around this sort of area. I mean, what I'll do is I'll put this information to the actual tracker. When I say 119193-ish. Yeah, I'm not picking up anything. And it makes me wonder how he got in here, but I don't know, he might have already been in the area, we just missed him, really. I don't know. I think there's a lot to talk about on this one. It's hardly. I just don't feel like I've got enough words at the moment to say about this, and I don't want to just like stream off a load of BS at the moment. So what we're gonna do is basically we're just gonna have some time to think about this one here, and then we'll figure it out. But we're not gonna go ahead and send Kidapatai south. It's one of those things. It is very tempting, but it's one of those actions where it plays into all of his strengths. He's not having to move far from base. He may have some system damage, but not have that much from that travel. He's going to have fuel there, so it's one of those where we're playing into his strengths there, really. We need to turn the tables on him. We need to make it unbearable for him to remain in that area. I mean, yeah, maybe. Maybe he's heading to Australia, but if he heads to Australia, then it's an even weirder position. It's just crazy. I don't know. I'm not going to make any hint about this. I'm going to hope that... I don't know. As to whether he sees that they are detected, who knows? But I don't know. He'll probably see that. He'll probably see that. I don't know. I mean, I think it is weird. I think it just completely surrenders all initiative in the Pacific to us as the Japanese. I mean, this is it. Is it a good place to hide? I mean, sure, but the thing is, he could have just hid at Pearl Harbor. I mean, it's like hiding in in plain sight. But anyway, I think we are going to call it here. Just because it's like, I just don't want to keep on like banging on if I just don't have anything worthwhile to say at the moment. I need some time to just really think over this, because there's a lot here. There's just a whole hell of a lot of stuff. Well, this is it. He could... Well, I mean, he can't face it, which is... It's one of those things. Maybe it's the calculated strategy to draw us south. Well, we've seen that he has tankers out in these areas. We've seen tankers at North Island. We've seen tankers at Pago Pago. We've seen tankers at the Lion Island, so Palmyra. So he does have fuel that has been shifted down here. But I'm really interested in these islands. These are the islands I really want to be looking towards. I mean, as to whether we actually take the forces that were at New Caledonia and potentially have them shipped out elsewhere. I mean, we will do that, but I don't know whether we'd use them for additional conquest, but we'll see about that. There's a lot on the cards right now, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot on the cards. Well, he has about 4 American CVs at this point in the war, I do believe. So, it's kind of crazy. It's just kind of crazy, man. There's a lot to be said here. But you know what, guys? To celebrate this, I am going to actually be announcing something here. So, no, I'm not getting married. I wish. I assume it's going to quickly sound out. And bring it on up. When I find it, that is. Prepared, I am not. Should have this ready in the background, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, there we go. There we go, guys. So, I am going to announce a sale here on the actual prints. Now, ordinarily the A2s, I think the A2s? I've got A1s and A2s, I forget which one's larger. Now, ordinarily the A2s were £35 in total, also due to the post and packaging, and etc. And the A1s were £30. But you know what, I'm going to actually cut the cost on these guys. I'm going to have a sale here, I'm going to announce this properly on Twitter and across my platforms. But yeah. The finances will go towards actually funding the creation of a new print, which is going to be really nice. I was hoping we might have been able to commemorate it with the sinking of a few cruisers, but it is what it is. So there we go, guys. So I'm going to be doing the A2s at £25, and I'll do the A1s at £20, I do believe, including post and packaging, unfortunately, as it depends, really. It can vary. But there we go. So I think we're going to call this stream to an end here. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you all did enjoy it. Do let me know what you guys think. Go away and have some time. Let me know what you think of the Discord on the Chrysanthemum order there, really, because there's a lot to go over. I don't know. I don't even know how to feel at the moment. Like, I'm happy, but I don't know. It's just so much. There's just so much going on. I don't know. Too much to talk about right now. Until next time, guys, have a beautiful evening and an even better day. I'll see you all in the next stream. Now, I will be somewhat busy tomorrow, but if I get a chance, I will do another one tomorrow. So, until then, have a beautiful evening, guys. See you all next time. Tenno, Heika, Banzai.